What'd you play?
The guitar.
I don't think I've ever seen you or heard
Notice
you play
those
guitar.
guitars.
I've noticed the guitars, but I've just never thought that's a guitar that JD would play.
I can sing.
Sing right now. Prove it.
I used to do intros where I'd sing. You never listen to those? You don't remember?
Mm-mm.
I'd be like, I don't know, whatever song was in my head, I'd be like, and then I would add podcast words to it. Like, I remember a Tom Jones one. I'm like, it's not unusual to pod with anyone. Hey, everybody, welcome to Left Hand Right Brain. Throwback to the old ones. If you know, you know. All right. I went through a phase where I sang the intros. Now I don't even do them at all. Times have changed. It might get a little sweaty in here. It's the first one without the air conditioner. Okay.
It's okay. It's cool.
Mid-October, we still have the air conditioners in.
Mm-hmm.
Window units, all right.
Can I say, speaking of the history
Paul
of...
Karolyi in the studio, okay, just
Okay.
so you know.
Thank
Executive producer, CityCast Denver, local newsman.
Hey.
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 I know you're like, I'm the executive producer. What does that mean?
You're
You're
what
the
do you mean?
boss.
What does that mean? It's the title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, what does executive mean over just producer?
I don't know. Nothing. It's arbitrary. It's subjective.
Okay, well.
I am the boss of the Denver thing.
So that means you're the boss of CityCast. Like you're the boss.
Not of... CityCast is a company of
CityCast
just
Denver.
60 people. Yeah, of Denver, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
That's what executive means. You're
In
the
this
boss.
context. Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to give you a compliment. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Show's been killing it lately.
Thank you.
That episode with that Dylan guy, Dylan
Dylan Dean?
Dean.
Yeah, dude. Dylan
that was
great.
If anyone hasn't heard that one's going to be better than this one.
Damn.
That guy's
All right,
funny
let's
as
believe
hell.
in yourself a little bit here, all right? We'll do it. We'll try our best. All right.
mean,
I don't
if
know if
I
you got any
can-
good zingers like Dylan Dean.
he was crushing it.
Yeah, he's so funny.
That dude is
so funny.
hilarious.
I wish he had more confidence sometimes, you know?
Yeah.
He made me take down the reels I made, which had the most views of any reels I had. And he said he didn't like the way he looked, so
Bummer.
but I guarantee you're gonna like the way you look, Paul.
Thanks.
Have you ever liked the way you look?
I try not to think about it.
We talk about fashion quite a bit, and you,
Well, one of us does.
You, fuck you, dude. You've been asking me about fashion advice. Okay, that's a fact. All right, I can show
Sometimes
you
I
the
ask-
receipts.
Sometimes I ask, sometimes I get unsolicited advice.
Yeah, I just wish you'd stop wearing Birkenstocks. Okay,
Hey, this is my look. This is very trendy with young people now.
if
I swear I've heard people say this.
that your Birkenstocks are Paul Karolyi's signature look.
No, that they're trendy. I mean, I don't know if they're my signature look. I
Loafers
don't-
are also trendy.
My signature look is not looking like anything. That's the thing about being a podcast person. I like that about it. No one knows what I look like. Every time we've ever done a live show, I'll always start with, this is what I look like. And it gets a pop from the audience because it's titillating to see the person whose voice you know. And for me, I'm just comfortable. I'm more comfortable just in audio. I'm
Dude,
with my voice. I like how I can present myself with my voice. Visually, I have no
CityCast
confidence.
Denver, very popular podcast here. It will not make it if it doesn't switch to video, or at least have some kind of video
We're
component.
working on it. We've
Oh,
been
yeah,
working
you
on
say
it
that.
forever.
Yeah,
We're
but
gonna
they're
figure
not,
it out.
You're not motivated to do it. You guys are going to fall behind. You already have, obviously.
Probably, yeah. We have the
Unless
potential is
I
greater.
wish you knew somebody who already knew how to do video and stuff,
Mhm.
but have a plan.
The Chupacabras episode was
Well,
also
thank you, very
really,
good,
really
very good.
funny.
Yeah.
That
Too bad-
Patrick Scott. Wow.
Yeah,
If anyone
he's a
else is
character.
wondering,
He's a
I'd like to comment on the take that he dropped on how
Okay, go for
he
it.
said Israel detonating pagers and killing people in Lebanon was cool, I think was his quote.
You pretty much, yeah. I mean, we could pull it up if you want.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
That's all right. I mean, people should listen to that one too. I mean, put that one in the queue after the Dylan Dean one and then come back and listen to the rest of this.
Yeah, if only I could get those guys on a regular basis. It's just like they're like, we have other things in our lives, JD. We
Yeah.
can't.
You know what? I want to come in on that. Maybe if I was there, if I was the fourth Los Chupacabro,
It'd just be Chupacabra, not Los.
well, I don't know. I mean,
You don't know grammar.
I'd have to be, how do you translate Chupacabro to English?
The sucky boys.
It'd be Los Chupacabros and the Sucky Boy. Look at these episodes. This is a killer run. You're on a hot streak here.
Thank you. Yes. I mean, the video. It's the video makes it look so much better, dude. That's what I'm saying.
The Ashley Chapo one was good too.
Oh, you
About
listened to that
Comedy
one, the
Works.
Choppa one?
Mhm.
Yeah. I wanted to.
She was interesting.
I wanted to be really get in the nitty gritty of the Comedy Works scene, but
Yeah.
I also didn't want to make her feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I get that.
So.
I mean, the Comedy Works thing for comedians, that's the most important thing there is.
I
For
mean,
everyone
yeah,
else,
I've been
it's
trying
like
to get
one
away
of the
from
things
that.
you can do at night. You've been trying to get away from that, like the inner workings
just being
of
like it's the end
Denver
all be all.
comedy.
I don't think comparing myself, I didn't get on High Plains this year. I didn't, make it any further than I ever have in the Comedy Works competition. So
Can I make a comment on High Plains?
Sure.
If we're talking about High Plains, I
can.
just noticed that people talk about the local comedians talk about High Plains as if it's the biggest show in town, comedy wise.
I mean, yeah, they call it Comedy Christmas. I mean, it's a big thing.
Comedy Christmas.
It's a big.
And I was recording an episode of CityCast with Joshua Emerson, very funny local comedian, and John Wenzel, Denver Post reporter who covers comedy. And I started with a joke where I said, "Well, tonight it's comedy Christmas, the biggest night in comedy in Denver of forever. Denver comedy legend. I'm going to be on stage this Friday night, in conversation with Larry David. It's Peyton Manning, funniest Denverite there is."
Yeah.
And they were like, nothing. They gave me nothing. And then I went and I looked at the tickets because this was the same weekend as High Plains. That was the joke. Guess
Larry David's coming to town. Peyton Manning is like moderating.
Back to back at the Paramount Theater. It was Peyton Manning and Larry David. And then the next night was the headlining act of High Plains, which this year was Bob the Drag Queen. Okay. And I looked at the tickets and I looked at how many had sold.
Oh, wow.
Bob the Drag Queen they were charging $40 a ticket. Peyton Manning, $125.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning sold out. Bob the Drag Queen, not sold out.
Right. And was there a question there? Or you just...
I'm just making a point.
Okay.
About like where's the heat, in terms of Denver comedy? The High Plains scene is like, it's very alt still. It's very alt.
Oh, well, I mean, these are the kinds of perspectives I need to kind of keep in mind. Because again, it's like, I didn't make it. What the fuck am I doing? Like these people didn't choose me, and it's like, it is kind of like a clique in a way, so it's like, I just need to be more comfortable doing my own thing, not comparing myself to these people who didn't get on is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. It's not that important.
Just kind of doing my own thing. I mean,
it's cool. It's a cool fest. It's a cool scene.
You know what they say? Go woke, go broke. Guess what, High Plains?
My God.
I know. I just heard that on a podcast recently.
I just know what we're about to talk about in a few minutes and what you're probably going to title this episode. And that kind of joke is like, I don't know if I'm there for that.
No, I'm just joking. High Plains great. I mean, fuck, this is probably why I haven't been asked to be on, because I say dumb shit.
Mad shit on your podcast
like Patrick
all
Scott.
Year. Yeah.
Well, I'm influenced by my dumb friends.
That was a funny take from Patrick Scott. I just would say that again. It was
the
funny.
party doesn't start till fucking 12:30. What?
No. I guess I thought I clipped him saying that as fun, but
probably better to.
So
not
you don't
clip
think
that.
you don't think it was cool, is what you're saying?
What,
Paul Karolyi
killing all those people with their pagers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was not cool.
But the fact that they did that,
I think he was making a point that was more like, technologically.
He was saying, "Don't mess with the Jews." This kind of.
I mean, also not going to be my words saying that. But I feel like he was saying like, if this was in like a James Bond movie, this would be a killer scene.
Yeah,
and like, I don't know. It was funny. I liked his take. I think it was really funny.
Yeah.
Great episodes. LHRB, great podcast.
Thank you.
Great podcast.
I think it's invaluable to Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody please agree with me. I mean, I've been doing it for so long. I'd like to think it has some kind of meaning, some kind of, I think, like I said, I've been trying to find meaning in the things that I am doing and not comparing myself. So, it is also hard not to compare myself with CityCast. If the other podcasts that are doing. I mean, yeah.
People love your appearances.
I've done things, but, I always want to be, you always want to do more. I always want to be in the mix. Some, like the comedy podcasts are hard for me to listen to sometimes. Because I'm like, I should, listen to the opinions or whatever. But
about other people their takes on the comedy scene. And,
or just, yeah.
You want to be the authority?
I guess so, yeah.
You're an authority.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah.
You've talked to a lot of people about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around. So, I mean, I think there's something there. I did see that Adam Caton Holland posted on his Facebook that he's doing a Substack now. And one of the title of he's previewing it, and it said High Plains forever or not for another couple of years, and that was
interesting.
The title of
good tease.
I know, it was great.
ACH.
I'm not gonna get on Substack, but if he talked about it on the pod, that would be great.
Just a request for Grolic Saves the World content.
Yeah. you know,
Ron,
producer. How do you feel about other podcast producers? Do you feel
Love 'em.
threatened? Do you feel like they make you grow?
big
As a
fan, big fan of all their work.
Oh yeah.
I listen to all of it and I love it.
Do you listen to the Grawlix podcast?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'd get too jealous. Right when they started, I got too jealous and I had to stop.
Mm-mm. I do listen to a lot of podcasts. So.
JD, jealous. Guess.
What's the D? Jealous D.
The J stands for jealous. Yeah, that's good.
There's Tenacious D and
There's jealous
there's
D.
Jealous D, which is just this guy.
Well, you know, I'm working on it.
Yeah. Great
but-
run episodes, though, man.
Well, I appreciate
Great
that.
run
man. Yeah,
episodes.
you know, well,
Sorry it has to end.
you think you'll be the end of it?
Yeah,
Nah, this will be
for
good.
sure.
No, as
This
long as
is
you're
it.
open and honest, this is going to be great. So let's get into the meat of it. This is why
Okay.
you came. Paul Karolyi went to the Trump rally that
Mhm.
happened here at the Gaylord just
Mhm.
yesterday. As of the recording of this episode, it happened just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Shut down the Gaylord, basically, huh? Or at least Pena for a little while. Pena Boulevard.
It was a nightmare. I mean,
Okay, set it
that
up for the people. What?
Well, for weeks, Mr. Trump, former president, possibly future president, Donald J. Trump, former New York City real estate developer, now right-wing political firebrand, has been saying that he may want to come to Colorado. Despite it not being really a factor in the presidential election, everybody's pretty confident this is going to go blue. We're going to vote Harris here, and all the electoral votes are going to go for her. But he's been saying, I've got to come to Colorado. I'm coming to Colorado, Aurora.
Yeah, he's mentioned
They have
Aurora on 2 different
weapons.
podcasts I've listened to. He's talking about the immigrants taking
Venezuelan
over.
gang.
Yeah,
The liberals in Denver. I've been practicing this
I
all
wish a
week.
fucking Venezuelan would. Am I right?
I love that shit. I've been saying it to Megan now since you told me.
Yeah, I think I said it on the Los Chupacabros podcast, but there was a open mic comic who opened his set with that shit. I don't know
Amazing.
who he is. I've never seen him
Amazing.
before. Haven't seen him since. But yeah, that's how he opened his set, and I thought it was the funniest fucking thing.
It's
I'd
an
ever heard.
earworm. It's stuck in my head.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think about all. There
I
was
think
a
about it all
guy.
the time.
There was a guy at the rally with a sign that said Venezuelan for Trump,
Okay, wow.
which is weird, right?
Does he know he can't vote?
Anyway, I mean, do you know the whole thing about? Well, anyway, maybe I didn't talk to him. I don't
No.
know what his situation is.
Go ahead.
But you know why Trump is here, right?
Yes, because of the the Venezuelan gang crisis.
They're taking over. They're
Yeah.
taking over
You know,
Aurora
quote unquote, whatever.
with weapons that the world has never seen.
Right, weapons?
Weapons. He's talking about like an assault rifle, which, by the way, we've seen. This is America.
Okay, yeah. Colorado's kind of known for shooting. So,
Yeah. Yeah, so he came. He came to the Gaylord. Technically Aurora, although not
Gaylord's technically Aurora?
Technically, this is in Aurora.
Interesting.
I know it's weird. I mean, have you ever been to the Gaylord?
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you go for? Like a Christmas thing?
When I worked at that AV company, their like headquarters, the big place was at the Gaylord.
I bet they got killed.
So I went in the back way and everything. So
Interesting. That's probably where Mr. Trump was.
yeah, probably yeah, yeah.
So anyway, earlier this week, after weeks of saying he's coming to Aurora, he finally announced that he actually was going to come, and it was going to be Friday. And so on 3 days' notice, they said tickets are available. So sign up if you want. It's free rally. Come on out. And I was like, I've been hearing about these Trump rallies for like 10 years straight, about how big of a scene they are. And some people say they're not so big. Some people say they're not getting the crowds they used to be. And like, I'm not a fan of Trump. I want to say that because people always like misunderstand whenever I talk about this stuff. I am interested in this as a historical moment. That's why I went.
And you love his politics.
Not at all. The furthest from the truth. I do not like his politics. I do. I'm sorry for some people who find that irritating to even have to say, but that's not why I went. I went because it's a historic moment. But yeah, like the traffic on Pena. That's how you brought this up. It was like, it was normally. So I just plugged in like they gave us an offsite parking spot. That was the instructions they gave for everyone who got a ticket. I didn't get a press credential. I was turned down.
Oh, dang.
I know, which is too bad in some ways, but also I got to experience the rally like a
Everybody
regular,
else.
MAGA.
Do you think if you
Lover.
had video, they might have legitimized your podcast more?
Maybe.
Okay, keep going.
Maybe.
So you were
I drove-
amongst the MAGA.
amongst the MAGA. So it routed me all the way north of Rocky Mountain Arsenal and then
Okay.
back down south. And then it turns out where they had all the MAGA people, everyone was parking was the Amazon warehouse. You know that big Amazon warehouse off I-25?
Mhm.
Humongous parking lot. Trump people don't take public transit, which is something that, maybe is obvious if you think about it, but
Why?
I learned
Because they have more money
cars,
Yeah,
cars
to buy
rural
cars
areas,
that they could, can afford cars
don't
is
know.
what I was getting at.
more money. Interesting. Anyway,
Well, I mean, I think, well, I mean, I did just listen to your RTD council thing, and I feel like a lot of it was like, these people don't have money. They can't afford these things. That's why they have to take public credit. That's why it was on my mind.
it
But we can
definitely
talk
is
about
a
that
class thing for sure.
We can talk about that later.
Yeah. Well, what do you want to know?
No,
You lead.
we're going to the Trump thing.
You just
so
want
you
the
had to
story?
park weird.
Okay, so I had to park
funny.
weird. I lined up with all these people.
The MAGA.
I was walking through this whole like sea of MAGA people. Everyone's got a red hat or a red shirt or both, and they're like,
It's terrible for my marketing.
"What?"
Because my logo's red.
Your thing's red.
I was going to get red hats. And I was like, don't do that.
No,
Actually,
don't do it. Don't do it. Where are you on hats? I still want one.
I can't disclose.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting. A lot of great episodes recently. A lot of great episodes. So we lined up, me and all these MAGA people. It's just like me alone. I brought my camera. I took some pictures.
Right,
They're on my
yeah.
Instagram at
I did see that.
_Karolyi.
Check it out.
Taking a photo class. So, they're gonna get better from here.
Keep our
And
fingers crossed.
it was a total it was bedlam. There's thousands of people basically trying to get from this offsite parking lot to the Gaylord. Absolute bedlam. There's people selling merch. There's people selling
You mean chaos?
So this guy, look at this guy. He's just selling this like Trump merch. And I'm there thinking like, what am I walking into here?
It's just like
is this gonna be
it's like a Nuggets game.
it was
It's
a
like a
lot like a
Bucks game.
Nuggets game. I was thinking that it's people are wearing
an
the
event.
uniforms, people are wearing the jerseys, they're like cheering for their favorite players. In the MAGA universe, everyone has a favorite. But everyone's favorite is Trump, obviously, at this place. So I'm lining up, and then the first clue I got that this was going to be like a maybe a little bit intense was big long lines, and someone walked past the line, and then I heard this voice from behind me going like, no fucking cutting. Don't fucking cut the line. What are you, a fucking Democrat?
Wow.
I was like, whoa.
They were talking to you?
They weren't talking to me.
Okay.
They were talking to these people who were like walking past me, trying to get to the closer to the front of the line where everyone maybe thought that the shuttles were going to pick us up. And then I looked around, this big burly dude with beard. And then another dude, basically the same kind of like big burly dude with a beard, was like, "You fucking Democrat, what are you doing?" And it was anytime anyone wanted to like diminish someone or talk about someone with a lower status, it was always like a Democrat.
Okay.
So anyone was being stupid or making a bad decision, Democrat. It's intense. And there was this air of violence too. Like,
Do you feel like you felt that way because you are a Democrat, so you were already a little on edge?
I wouldn't identify as a Democrat, but also I was a little on edge because I was not there to like be a part of the rally like
Right.
them. So I was definitely an outsider. But they didn't know that. I wasn't
Right.
like identifying myself, except for my camera, which I did get some people being like, "Are you press?" And I was like, "I mean, I'm here because I'm doing a photography class. I'm not, I am probably going to use these photos for press." And I told the people who I took like specific photos of that's what I was doing for, but I wasn't wearing credentials or anything. I didn't get
Jamie Lee
credentials.
Curtis over here.
Do you like the photo with the reflection? This is one of the counter
Oh, is that what
protesters.
you were trying to do?
Yeah, she was. That's a liberal who showed up to counter protest.
Oh, wow.
It got
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis was
Kind of
there.
looks like Jamie Lee Curtis. These
Was
guys?
there. That was part of the security. There was a lot of cops.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like SWAT
There was
dudes.
2 assassination attempts, so.
Yeah, but like I didn't
Can you blame
expect it to be this intense though. I don't know if I can blame them. It just led to this whole air of like there was constantly like this threat of violence. This is another dude. This is another counter protester with the sunglasses. He's a liberal. He's wearing a GoPro. That's what he's got around his neck.
Oh, okay.
And he's got this like heavy duty pith helmet thing. And so he's lining up against this Trump dude who you can see just on the left side of this photo, who's red faced, screaming his head off, like bulging neck veins, yelling things. I took a bunch of notes if you want to
Yelling
hear
like
some
what?
of the specific stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He was yelling like, it's really graphic. So warning for people who
Yo, these people
Don't
know
wanna
what
hear
they're in
this.
for.
Pedo Patrol, Pedo Patrol, Pedo Patrol. They're pointing at the liberal counter protesters because there's this. It's thousands of Trump supporters.
They're patrolling for pedophiles, or they're saying they are pedophiles who are patrolling for
that
young
I think
people.
they're saying these because
They're
liberals
on the prowl.
Liberals bad. Liberals pedophiles. That's what they're saying.
Okay.
It was like thousands of Trump supporters marching down this street, down Tower Road, past this group of like a couple of dozen counter protesters. And some of these Trump people just got like really riled up just by like the sight of them.
Yeah.
It was like, it was touch and go.
Yeah,
Like people were spitting in each other's faces. There was a lot of like jostling, and there was a little bit of shoving and pushing.
You saw people spit in each other's faces?
I saw multiple spitting in each other's faces.
Like hit person in face.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't swing at him or anything. They just took it.
No swinging, just took it. There was a lot of like, we don't want to be the people starting the violence.
Yeah.
Don't throw a punch.
Yeah.
But there was some
spitting
like
is aggressive.
very aggressive, like there was spitting and there was like screaming, like really close screaming in each other's faces.
I get it.
You want HIV positive right here.
Wow.
That was something else someone yelled.
Talking about
This is a MAGA person talking to the liberals, and they were like,
liberals
don't get close to him. HIV positive.
Okay.
Don't get close to him.
It's a weird thing to be screaming. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Were the liberals saying anything about them?
No, the liberals were
noise.
mostly being quiet.
But they had signs.
They had a lot of signs.
So they're just being quiet and standing there.
Pretty much. I mean, there were some people marching. On the other side of the street, there were more counter protesters. Like there was the Colorado Springs chapter of the one of the super like lefty groups, like the People's Liberation Front, I think, or like the Colorado I don't know the exact thing, but a group from Colorado Springs had come up to do some counter protesting, which I also thought was interesting.
It's intense.
It was super intense. I still feel shell shocked about it.
Yeah.
That's
really
why
I wanted to get
up.
you in as soon as we could to talk about it. So it's it's raw.
I wish I could have come. You want to hear some more of these? I just took a bunch of notes.
Yeah.
Lots of chatter in line about how bad crime is in Denver and Aurora. That's because I was talking to a lot of people about the Venezuelan gang thing that Trump has been talking about. And so like a lot of the people in line were like from here, that's who shows up to this rally. Like it was people who said they were from Greeley, some people from Loveland, some people from Kansas, but a lot of people from like Arvada, Aurora, from Denver. And they were like, they know that a Venezuelan gang has not taken over Aurora.
I don't think people know. I had a lady at work ask me if I heard about it. I was like, and I just heard the CityCast episode, and I was like, oh, I think, there's no proof that it was a Venezuelan gang. Denver had gangs before.
Yeah.
Venezuelans came in, and she was like, I saw a picture. I was like, all right, well, you saw a picture.
But yeah, the way people were like metabolizing it was they were just connecting with crime generally. Like it was part of the like Denver's a lawless hellhole narrative for people. This whole gang situation.
I saw your girlfriend Lauren Boebert was there.
Ugh, she was there. I thought she would be there,
sorry,
and she was there. No, it's fine.
I saw she was making a speech. Did you hear any of that?
I didn't hear a single word that anyone inside the event said.
You didn't go in.
Well, as soon as I got to the front of the line, the guy was like, "Are you press?" And I was like, sorta." And he was like, "You credentialed?" And I was like, "No." And he was like, "No, get out of here."
Dang.
Yeah, I messed up. I probably could have just got in if I was like, I'm here for fun, or like I'm taking pictures for pleasure.
Yeah, you're just like, no.
But I didn't want to lie. Felt like the wrong move. Kind of a tense situation.
So you didn't even get in, huh?
No, it took hours and I didn't even get in.
Dang.
But the scene outside was nuts.
I'm sorry I called her your girlfriend. I just thought you got a lot of heat from the Lauren Boebert.
From some people.
Yeah.
From some people.
Well, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Do you feel any differently about that, Lauren Boebert? What the side project that CityCast did now that you've gotten some distance from it, which I enjoyed it. I thought it was very information driven, well researched. I thought it was a good piece of journalism.
I appreciate that. I mean, if people are curious about how what the truth is with her, how she got to be such a weird person and running for a whole new district.
I would say popular. You could say weird.
Definitely popular. I mean, there's a lot of people there that were really excited to see her, I'm sure.
Yeah. I was wondering if she had a gun on her.
I bet she did. There was a lot of people with guns.
Doesn't it make you feel safe?
No, it didn't make me feel safe. It made me feel like really on edge. You showed the picture of the little girl with the Von Miller jersey. Can we go back to that? Because that was, how would you break down that sign? What are you seeing on that sign? I thought that was a really interesting sign.
Don't snack on me. It's a sign that says "Don't snack on me," and it has a kitty. Oh God. I mean, this is all just, it's all just trying to rile people up. This is all baiting.
This is a 12-year-old girl with this sign.
Oh,
and
that's her holding. I thought the cop was holding it.
No, she's holding it.
You guys got to go to the video if you want to see these amazing photography pictures of
Thank you. They're going to get better the more I take this class. But this little girl took this sign. She was holding this sign. That's her mom on the left, I think.
Yeah.
But she went over to this cop and she like held the sign up in his face, as if she was protesting too. She didn't realize like
she wants to be a part of it.
Yeah, she just wanted to be a part of it. Like, it was so cute. It was so the little girl, absent of all the meaning of the sign and like the context, she was being very adorable, doing like an adult thing to this cop, and he was beaming. I missed this in the photos, as you can see. I totally screwed up. I did not capture this.
He was just like smiling at her.
He was
like, "You're doing it. You're doing it
from ear to ear." He was the highlight of his day. And I clocked this out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh, that's the photo of the day. And I scrambled. I was like, how do I get this? And then I saw the photographer from the Denver Post see this, and then he turned around and he got it. He got the moment. But I missed it. I missed the cop smiling about it. But the sign itself is like bizarre, what this was referencing.
Is it bizarre?
Oh, yeah. The combination of the "Don't Tread on Me," the Gadsden flag, with this ridiculous story that Trump has been pushing about the Haitian migrants in Springfield, Ohio, they're eating the dogs, JD. That's what it's a reference to. It's a combination of that, but with it's a cartoon cat for the little girl to like.
So it's a play on the "Don't Tread on Me" flag? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that is.
It's like a colonial era, like revolutionary symbol. Don't tread on me.
It's not like Mexican specific or anything. It's just like
it was about the 13 colonies rebelling against England.
Okay.
Don't tread on me is like, hey,
when
King
I
George,
see snake,
don't tread on me.
I think of Mexico.
Oh, interesting. I don't think it was about that.
You don't think it's okay. We don't need to get in that.
I think it's about something else. But this little girl has this thing where it's like a cartoon cat, and it's the cute little cat.
And it's "Don't tread on me, don't snack on me."
Don't snack on me.
Okay, I get it.
Because the Haitian migrants in Springfield are allegedly eating people's cats and dogs.
Yeah.
That is so fucked up for a little girl to be holding.
Yeah. I mean, it's... Yeah, she's just like
what? She doesn't have a chance. She doesn't have a chance.
She could. People get out of that crazy religious one,
Westboro Baptist Church.
People get out of that one sometimes.
That's what I was
Not easy, but has been done.
That's what my wife was saying. Megan was saying when I told her about this little girl, she was like, well, Megan Phelps Roper in the Westboro Baptist Church, she got out. It happens.
It happens. Well, we'll pray for her, huh?
I mean, I won't. Not, yeah, anyway.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's intense. Any more notes?
Yeah, you want to hear some more?
Yeah, no, I want. This is what the pod's about.
You'll like this. I was leaving and I got back to the parking lot. There was these 3 Scandinavian-looking guys, like probably 18-year-old guys.
What's a Scandinavian-looking
blonde,
person? Like you.
The voices, they were like, they had the accents of some kind of like maybe Finnish or Swedish accents. And they were wearing T-shirts that had like Kamala's face on it, and like it was like Kamala card game, and they were like, "Do you want to play the Kamala card game?" And I was like, "I've never had the sense so strongly that I was about to be used for someone else's content, but I didn't understand what it was. Like, I don't know what this Kamala Harris."
I hope you don't know what's happening here.
I'm well aware of what's happening here, but it was just like, yeah, it was like.
So did you play it or no?
No, fuck no. Okay. I don't want to be part of someone else's thing, especially when I don't understand. And like, there seems like there's a language barrier.
Yeah.
It just felt like this whole like Trump rally there's like, it's an economy in its own world.
It's like a fish tour.
A little bit, yeah. Fish, nuggets, but with an air of violence and evil.
I'd say the Nuggets probably has an air of violence as well. If a Laker fan came in, they'd be like, fuck you.
Or Jokic's brothers. Those guys do violence.
Do they?
Yeah, they've been known to do some violence.
Again, I think we shouldn't be. I mean, I can't believe Jokic played against America in the Olympics, and you guys are all big fans of him. You guys can't get enough.
Huge fan of
Traitors
Jokic.
to the nation.
Love
right here.
Jokic.
Traitors to the country.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
That he played against us in the Olympics? Yeah, something wrong with that, bro.
That's how the Olympics works. He's from Serbia.
Yeah, so he should maybe go play basketball over there.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah, and not be on the Nuggets.
Okay.
This is the least popular opinion I've ever had.
No, it's fine.
People,
what
someone
else
should
we
give him a
got?
pager. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, do you want to go back to the truck?
Sure.
The truck. This was like
I'm gonna cut that part out.
Your Jokic.
My anti-Jokic.
Okay. The truck reminded me of the QAnon shaman.
This.
Yeah, it's kind of like Mad Maxy to me, like a MAGA Mad Max. This truck, because it has like deer antlers on the front, and it had a bunch of like scribbling on it. If you zoom in, you can see people. They were like clearly giving people Sharpies and like inviting them to sign it or like write slogans on it. It's a bunch of horrible stuff on there. But they got tons of Trump flags on the back, and it just looks like kind of ramshackle and like jerry-rigged together. And again, prepared for violence, right? Like this is telling you these people are ready for action.
A truck with some horns on the front. People do that without being a Trump fan for sure.
No, I guess I
mean,
see
all
that.
the flags on the back is a sign. Yeah,
it was intense. It's like this QAnon shaman, like this is where he came from. People like this.
I don't know what QAnon shaman is.
Oh, you don't? You should Google that. Look at this guy. It's a dude who was at January 6th. Oh my God, someone was telling me about January 6th, and they were like, these people are being persecuted. All these guys who went into the Capitol, they're being persecuted. They're being hounded by the justice system and unfairly attacked.
I did hear when Trump was on Flagrant podcast, he was saying that they were Apple broke into or let people into the January 6 people's phones, but they won't get into the guy who tried to assassinate him's phone.
I wonder if that's real. I wonder what the story is.
He was like, they were in their phones, and he like, you can't get into this guy's phone. So this guy,
crazy, yeah,
the guy with the horns,
yeah. Look at this guy. Look at this jabroni. You can imagine him driving that truck, right?
Sure.
This is the QAnon
walking around, Golden as well. So like,
yeah. Have you seen a guy like that? Have you seen someone like that?
Like a Viking dude.
But like with the politics of it too, is like,
I mean, so holding an American flag to you is MAGA.
I mean, with the face paint, and at January 6th, yeah.
Okay, yeah, at January. Well, knew what was happening then. People didn't know that's
he dressed up for the rally on January 6th. That's how he showed up that day.
Yeah. That's aggressive.
Here's something that's good. So I was waiting in line, right? Big long line, hot day, Aurora, no shade. Because it's the plains. And there was a woman who got a little woozy, and she had to take a seat. And one of the police
Democrat, Republican, MAGA, non-MAGA.
That'll come up later.
Okay.
So she's taking a seat. She's a little woozy, sitting on the curb, and a cop comes over. Aurora police officer. I see on his chest. Aurora police officer. He comes over and he has a half of a bottle of water, and he says, "A gentleman gave this to me to share with you. If you want some water, it seems like you could use some water." And people were like, yeah, good. And there's a crowd watching. We're all in line just waiting. And then the cop notices there's a crowd, and he's like, yeah, the guy who gave me this must have been a Trump supporter. You wouldn't have a Democrat ever do something like that. Give someone water who's feeling sick. This is an Aurora police officer.
Right.
In uniform saying this. Inappropriate, I thought.
Oh.
Inappropriate.
That he has opinions?
Yeah.
Do you think it's inappropriate for journalists to have opinions?
Depends on the journalist.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about you and Bree specifically.
Sometimes it's appropriate.
Okay.
That's the kind of show we make. Sometimes we do it.
Because you're journalists. Yeah. Do you think journalists should be unbiased?
I don't know. That's a very hot topic right now. I think sometimes, it's important depends on the type of journalism you're doing. Depends on the
There's
type
different
of
kinds
audience.
of journalism?
Yeah. There's opinion journalism, like what
Is that journalism?
Thomas
at that
Friedman
point?
does. Yeah, if he's writing like
Never heard of him.
opinion writer for the New York Times for like 20 years.
Yeah, I've never read it.
Oh.
I'm in Denver. Why would I read the New York Times?
The Denver Post also has this. They have
I've never read
editorials.
the Denver Post either, but not great.
Okay.
I listen to podcasts for my journalism, dude.
Well, then you probably hear sometimes these people talk, there's journalists who express opinions. You can still like be fair and true and honest with your facts and bring and support your evidence.
I'd hope so.
And make points. And then also like disclose where you're coming from, I think is the other important part of it.
All right.
But a lot of people, like especially younger people, think like there's no such thing as being an unbiased journalist. And that maybe it's more useful for the audience to just say who you are and be yourself. That's kind of a little bit more what we do on CityCast is like try to be honest with your perspective but still fair in how you talk about and how you pursue both sides.
Can you be fair when you know where you're coming from?
No, I don't think not truly. I mean, there's always something you can't see. If you're only looking from one perspective, like it's inevitable you're going to miss something, whatever's happening over here. But if you're honest about it, and if you try to look at both sides or all sides of a situation, and do your best, like that's all you can do. And I think people, listeners, readers, they understand that these days. Like I don't think people are looking for like pure unbiased reporting. Like they say they do, but they recognize that they're not getting it. It's a conversation. There's a dialogue happening, but people recognize what a publication is, where it comes from, what the funding is. These things are all important to consider. It's more important to understand the bias of the thing you're consuming than it is to like project some standard of being unbiased, hold them to that and judge them accordingly. Like that's less fair and I think useful than just trying to like be honest about who you are, be transparent about where you're coming from and do your best.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope that's what people do get that.
That's how I feel about it. I mean, there are problems that come up with that still. So,
I was on I drive for the RTD or Accessoride, and I had a guy ask me the other day who I was voting for.
Oh
it's
yeah,
like right out of the off the bat.
Bold.
Can I ask you a personal question? I was like, yeah. Who are you voting for?
Damn.
And he had his wife, I think it was his wife with him, his PCA, and she was like, you don't have to answer that. And I was like, yeah, I didn't answer it though.
Smart.
I was like,
smart move.
Because I didn't want to have to argue with this guy about or defend my opinions.
That's what he wants.
Yeah, he wants to have like an argument about his views.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the other thing about this rally.
I told him I thought RFK sounded good at first. I was like, well, I'll tell you, I thought RFK sounded pretty good at first.
Did he like that?
I don't think so. He kind of dropped it.
Yeah. That does remind me of something I overheard yesterday at the rally. I was just waiting in line, and there were some people behind me. They were bonding over all having been either in the military or currently in the military, and they were just
Thank you for your service.
Talking, bullshitting about whatever conservative stuff. And then at one point, one guy was like, "Can I just say it is so good to be able to really talk about this stuff?" Like as if he had been censoring himself in all other contexts in his life.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of the other guys was like, yeah, I have this coworker at work who like, she's constantly bitching at me about Trump stuff, Trump this and Trump that. And I'm always just like, yeah, And like, he's like, he has this like persecution complex. Like he can't say what he wants to say. And I think it's just interesting because like so many of these people said that they were from Denver and Aurora. Like and you never hear people talk about, at least I don't hear people talk about like loving Trump.
You're in a bubble, dude. I think you're in a bubble.
I think I am in a bubble.
I think a lot of people, like a lot of comics who are like on the road and stuff, they're like, like Chappelle, when he was talking about right after Trump won the first time, he's like, it's not surprising to me. Like
he sees it. He sees the people that I saw yesterday.
Yeah. Or, and a lot of like traveling comics that are on podcast stuff, they say the same thing. It's like, middle America, these people feel this way, so.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. And I think they feel persecuted, so they don't say it out loud,
Although it sounds like they're about to start saying it more.
Well, you think that, but we'll see.
Well, there's this whole new thing. This guy was explaining to me, dark MAGA.
Whoa.
Have you heard about this?
Dark MAGA? No.
I know. This is new to me.
Whew.
I heard it. I heard yet last week. I heard. I just saw a clip of Elon Musk at the Trump rally, the one of the previous ones in Pennsylvania, and I just saw him say like, "I guess I'm dark MAGA now," and I was like, "I don't know what that is." I thought it was just because he was wearing a black hat.
Will I get in trouble if I Google dark MAGA?
Yeah, the FBI is going to come and high five you.
I spelled
MAGA.
America great again.
Yeah, dark MAGA. It's fucking wild. So anyway, I was seeing T-shirts with Elon's face on them at the rally. I don't know how they made them this fast, but they were just said dark MAGA, dark MAGA.
Was that a shot at me not getting hats done? I don't know how they make them this fast. Directly into camera.
Yeah, so the dark MAGA thing, and then so I was wondering,
Googled
like,
what is dark MAGA, and just some top stories came in. Google doesn't know what dark MAGA is.
well, it's new. And so I was like, I asked this, as I was leaving, there was this couple, one guy in a black pinstripe suit, very like finely tailored. He looked great. He had a black MAGA hat on, and his wife also very nicely tailored suit, blue suit. And I was just walking behind them, and I heard her ask him, well, "Hun, what is this dark MAGA stuff?" And I was just like, excuse me. I have the exact same question. I'm a reporter. I'm also leaving, so we don't have to talk long. But like, if you do a quick interview with me, like, explain it to me what this is. That would be really helpful. And what he told me was, it's all about people who feel persecuted and aren't taking it anymore. In office contexts, like people who feel like they have suffered consequences for like having political opinions that the dominant culture doesn't agree with. He was like, there are thousands of people now. It's not just like one-off cases here and there of people losing their jobs in these like woke office cultures. It's thousands and thousands of people who have lost their jobs. And dark MAGA is about saying, F that.
Dark MAGA.
Dark MAGA is about free speech. And meanwhile, I had just been at this like counter protest thing where people were saying HIV positive right here, pedo patrol, and then the worst one, fucking right here.
Whoa.
Which was like
F slurs.
screaming this at the top of his lungs at these people. And it's like, okay, you want to speak your mind in the office? Like, is that what you're holding back? Maybe you should hold your tongue.
Right,
dark MAGA.
Yeah. If it's like hate speech, and yeah, it's not great.
It's really awful.
I mean, but then also, don't you want to know that you're working with somebody like that? Then they could get him out of the office pretty quick.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm not for people saying that at work, but I mean, it's also like, damn.
It was a little bit chilling. It was like, this is such a different world. You were right about the media bubble. It's such, they're bubbles, and these people have their bubbles.
Yeah. Because I mean, what I got from the last podcast, the Friday one, is like, I kind of felt like Brie was like, I can't believe you're going to this. It's kind of like,
yeah, I've gotten that from a few people.
Yeah.
Don't understand why I would be curious.
Yeah, I mean, it's an event. If anything, I was like, I've mentioned it to a couple people since I knew you were going. I was like, oh, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to go. And they're like, yeah, the people watching would be crazy. Like, that's what I've gotten from people I know, but I mean, no one was like, yeah, I really want to support that guy. But he's definitely got his supporters, that's for sure.
Yeah, he does. And they friggin' love him more than ever.
And do you think, well, yeah. Well, do you think him getting on these podcasts?
10,000 people, 10,000. That's how many people I think were there. 10,000 rabid, Trump-loving people.
Yeah, I mean, they're out there.
After everything he's done and said.
Yeah, to them, I mean, because I listened to this one podcast by Chad Kulchin. It's called The Necessary Conversation. And it's him talking to his MAGA parents. Because, like, during the Obama-Trump stuff, like, they didn't talk. So, like, his whole thing was, like, we're going to talk for an hour about politics. And he picks news things from the topics that they talk about, and like his parents are always like, no, that didn't happen, this wasn't proven, Trump like didn't, that was the whatever court case he lost, he was like, they were all against him, it was a conspiracy, like it was all these liberals conspiring to like get him, like he wasn't actually charged for rape or whatever, blah blah blah, like they're just, there's nothing you could say bad about him. And even if you can, they're like, yeah, we'd rather him be like that than, the other way around. It's crazy.
It really is. I mean, everyone has their own media these days.
Do you think him getting on like Flagrant and Theo Von's podcast? I mean, are podcasts like the way to get your word out to people?
Yeah, it's all part of the same bubble.
I mean, he was like,
liberals aren't listening to
they
Fragrant.
were entertaining podcasts. I will not be. I mean, I listened to them to be like, I can't believe like what is Theo Von going to talk to Trump about? And a lot of it was like cocaine addiction.
I saw the clip where Theo Von was talking about cocaine with Trump.
That's
which
probably
was
like the most relatable or like easiest thing to listen to about that. You know, it's like, oh, he's relatable, or you know, he's like everyone else. And then the Flagrant one, he talked a lot more about like the deals he made with like China and different places. Like he's like, America was getting screwed on these. I came in and I made these deals better for America, which makes us stronger as a nation.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting. You know, I mean, I guess I wouldn't have heard of that if he wasn't on those. Did he do that? I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, you also said a few minutes ago that you don't read the New York Times.
I only listen to podcasts.
They talk
Who
about this stuff all the time.
Times?
A lot of people. A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of old people.
Well, young people too. People who want to know what's going on.
You get the New York Times.
Yeah, I'm a subscriber. Yeah, I pay for it.
What, you read the whole thing?
I don't read the whole thing, but
How do
I read
you choose
articles.
what you want? Yeah, you see a headline and then you read the whole article?
Yeah. If anyone's listening, here's how you do it. You go, there's an app on your phone
that you have to pay for.
You have to pay for it, but it's worth it because it's professionals who are telling you what's going on.
I can listen to a podcast. Why do NPR has a podcast.
And it's also probably very high quality. The New York Times has a lot of podcasts, and they're great.
Okay.
But look, you just go to the app here, and then they got all these headlines and pictures.
You could just read the headlines, right? And you don't have to read the article?
You don't have to. But if you want to
understand. How do you choose what you want to read?
Well, I got my topics, you know? I got my stuff that I like.
You got
that I
your
care
biases.
About. Is it a bias to be interested in what's happening
One
in the
thing
Middle
over
East?
another? Yes.
I guess so.
Thank
I guess
you.
so.
All right.
I mean,
proving it. I'm just giving you a hard time because I know this is the only place I can, and a lot of resentment builds up listening to the podcast. So
what else you got? What do you got? Any other gripes with CityCast?
I don't like that you have the Christian people doing your advertisements. I don't like that you got the fucking
no comment. No comment for you on that.
Yeah, well, you know, like, do you want to know what Christian professionals are doing in your area? It's like, I guess not. No.
You know, you can get an ad-free podcast feed from CityCast Denver if you sign up for membership. It's as little as $8 per month. You get an ad-free podcast, and you get a membership events exclusive email at the beginning of every week.
Again, more things you can read.
Our recommended events for the week. Cool events.
You used to do it on the pod.
We used to do it on the pod.
Yeah, I'm like, if it's not good enough for the pod, why isn't, you know?
Well, it's exclusive. I mean, you're gonna pay for it. It's good.
Yeah, $8. You know, Dudesy did just go down or like stop doing podcasts, so I have a couple dollars I could maybe reallocate.
There you go. Hey, sign up. You know,
you know, I am part of the podcast sometimes, so maybe I could get it for free.
Probably not. I can't get it for free.
You're in it. You don't need it for free.
I know. Well, but it'd be nice if I could get it for free. But we're doing our we're doing a fall membership drive this week. And I'd love the opportunity to talk about that a little bit more. For as little as $8 a month, you can get an ad-free CityCast feed. That's a huge savings.
Anything else on the Trump rally?
I don't know. Is there anything else you want to know? I didn't get in.
Well, that's the most disappointing part. I wanted to
I'm sorry.
know what it was like.
We could read all about what he said in the
There's
Denver
only
Post.
one way to get in, one way to get out. You could have gone to a different entrance.
I'm not going to try to sneak into the Trump rally with all these people trying to assassinate
go to a different
him.
entrance and be like,
I'm going to show up alone. If you were to profile me,
apparently
showing up
they're not,
solo
it's not
to
like
the
they're
Trump
tackling
rally.
people who are trying to shoot him. So, you know,
I did think I was going to get tackled. I told you about the quotes, the insults. I told you about where people are from.
Yeah, but just into the camera.
The Aurora police officer who was insulting Democrats.
So you think that it's unprofessional for him to have a bias while he's being a police officer?
100%. Police officer I should trust a police officer to protect and serve me, a citizen, regardless of my politics.
Sure, yeah.
He should never imply that some people who, depending on their politics, might get better or worse protection and service from him, a police officer, the arbiter of violence in our communities. That is a real violation of trust, what he did. That might have been the most egregious thing that I even saw that day. You know, after everything we've heard about Aurora police and this Venezuelan gang situation, like the fact that an Aurora police officer would be so brazenly, openly supportive of this political candidate, especially this one, in this environment. Like that was over the line for sure. I wish I got his name.
What I thought was happening was that he said that he got the water from someone, and he was saying that it must have been a Republican.
Yeah,
because a Democrat wouldn't have
a
given him water
Democrat
to
would
give.
never have done that.
But he gave him water. It's not like he was refusing to help this person.
No. I mean, he was.
So that's what I was just like. Okay, I didn't think it was.
He was just being insulting towards Democrats,
Okay,
and
yeah.
he got a pop from the crowd.
Sure.
Give him a big smile.
I mean, you gotta know your audience there.
He did.
I mean, if I was doing some stand up there, I might throw out
what would you throw? What would you open
F
with?
slurs just all over the place.
Ladies and gentlemen, very funny comedian, JD Lopez.
What up, F slurs? Something like that. I wish a Venezuelan would. Huh? Just start being a hack. Just start stealing this guy's material.
In this crowd?
I might do that guy's joke bit word for word. Because if I'm just trying to stay afloat, and then if I'm going to sink, like you start doing what you got to do to survive.
Venezuelan would.
I'm fucking Mad Max in that situation. I'm like, I'd eat a cat. Just.
Now you're eating.
I mean, if I'm forcing the situation where I'm trying to like not get out of there alive, I'd be like, hey, anyone got any grilled?
Grilled calico?
Cats. Yeah, I was trying to think of a cat thing.
Roasted calico.
Yeah, it's the only cat. You know
what else happened yesterday? That
Garfield.
I went to this Trump rally, but then later got gas, joined the 7-Eleven members club. I'm going to get discounts on gas from now on. You got any questions on that?
Yeah, you're a big quick trip guy. Now you're not a quick trip guy?
Oh, I'm a member of both.
Wow. You pick a team guy.
No.
No loyalty over here. This guy's fucking dual citizen and fucking has 2 gas station cards in his wallet. This guy fucking rides the fence no matter what. All right. There are 2 gas attendants in your soul, all right, fighting over who's going to fill up your car. One's a 7-Eleven employee, one's a quick stop guy. Who do you let fill up your car?
If this is not a real question. I like the Quick Trip. If I have a choice,
I like Quick Trip too. They're very clean, but it's probably just because they're newer. So like the bathrooms haven't been destroyed yet.
Yeah.
Mavericks, those bathrooms are going down. It's definitely like neighborhood specific. They won't even let you in at certain ones. It's crazy.
Circling back to something earlier though, who are you going to vote for?
Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I might write in RFK.
You think?
It's for fun.
Why not? The state's going to go blue. I mean, our votes are not super meaningful.
Yeah.
Are you excited about voting on anything like the slaughterhouse ban or anything? I think there's some interesting. No, that's in Denver.
Yeah,
sorry.
A lot of those things are in Denver. I can't do. Yeah. Oh yeah, you sent me a text about something you want to talk to about the slaughterhouse thing.
This is great. This is wild.
You recently did a podcast where you went to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, I talked about my experience touring a slaughterhouse because I like to see stuff from my own eyes.
Liked it.
It was interesting.
You said you went home and ate meat.
I went home and I cooked a pork chop. I probably wouldn't have, but Megan said she wanted to have pork chops.
Another bone to pick. You can't keep saying you're a vegetarian when you brag about eating meat.
You're right. I mean, I'm not bragging about eating meat, but I'm not. I will no longer say I'm a vegetarian.
Thank you.
What should I say?
That you mostly eat vegetarian, but you will eat meat.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what I want to talk about. This is a billboard up on Colorado Boulevard in Glendale.
Can you airdrop it to me?
Sure.
My computer.
Yeah. So look at this. So this is about, there's a proposal in Denver on our ballots right now. I got mine today, actually, that some animal welfare advocates proposed to ban slaughterhouses in the city of Denver. And if you're thinking to yourself, are there any slaughterhouses in the city of Denver? There is one.
There's one. They
slaughter lambs, about 300,000 a year, up in Globeville. I went there. That's not what this is about, though. The billboard here, it's a reference to the debate, but it says, Denver slaughterhouse ban hurts dog meat farmers. elwooddogmeat.com/no309. Dog meat farmers. Does that get any, do you feel anything about that?
I feel like they're tugging on Coloradans' love for dogs.
When I first saw this, I was like, whose side are they on? What is this even about?
They want to keep the slaughterhouses open, right? That's
you
what
think?
I got. Yeah.
Hurts dog meat farmers?
Yeah, it's hurting farmers and it's hurting your dog. That's what they're trying to tell you.
They're saying it should stay open
Yeah. So your dog can eat.
so your dog can eat.
Yeah, and farmers can stay employed.
Because so I went to the website and I read up on it. This is a vegan activist. They do this all over the world. They're trying to make a point about animals.
Oh, so they're saying you're eating dog meat?
They're saying it's that eating any animal, like a cow or like a lamb, is like eating a dog, which you love. You love your dog, right? You'd never eat your dog, but you'd eat a lamb? What's so different between a dog and a lamb?
One's delicious.
Isn't that like well, I mean, how would you know? What's the
I've
other
had
one?
lamb.
Have you had dog?
No. Yeah. Well, I said one's delicious, and I meant
I
lamb.
guess yeah, you meant. But the other one could be. We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, you never would. I guess. Hopefully, you never have to.
Anyway.
Apocalyptic situation. You eat a dog?
I guess in an apocalyptic situation, never.
Wow. Okay.
Never. Would never.
Only
do that.
cats.
Yeah, I just thought this was so funny. It was like, what the hell kind of point are they making? This is so
it's crazy.
in your face.
And they have an American flag in what looks like a steak with a dog running away.
Little
from
picture of a dog.
Yeah, so their message is not clear.
No, but you can buy a T-shirt with dog meat farmers.
Again,
or like
you keep throwing shade at me for not making merch.
I'm going to be having
This has a shirt, JD. They did it.
I could get a dog meat farmer shirt. I thought this was crazy.
Yeah, this is a weird one. Yeah, I went to a haberdashery recently, and they had voting no on the having what was it about
the fur ban, the manufacture and sale of fur,
which you guys always also talked about on CityCast.
These same animal welfare advocates are proposing this.
Yeah, and when you said that it affects hats, that's when it got my attention, because I do have. I mean, this is has some beaver in it, so this would be illegal to
banned.
Yeah, in the city of Denver,
technically allowed to still wear it.
Yeah, we couldn't buy it anymore.
Yeah. I think that one's going to go down. I think they're both going to go down.
Yeah, and in the hat store they had vote no on this, which I was like, yeah, that's bullshit. And they're
not
like,
surprising.
Yeah. Well, it's their livelihood.
Yeah.
In a way.
What else is going on with you, JD? What's coming up on the pod? Can't wait for you to get some more good episodes back on this podcast. You had a great run there for a while, and then I think there's good things coming in the future, and there's been a lull recently, just in the last hour or so. But
oh, really? You're not enjoying it?
No, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Having a great time.
What you talking about, Willis?
Looking forward to the next few episodes, though.
Yeah, so there's that. And then, I listened to the pod you guys did on the RTD board. And it is interesting that a fellow employee or former employee of where I work was running. And I think he's got my vote.
There you go. Loyal
I don't live
in
Denver, so who cares?
Bob Diniger.
Yeah, he got my attention with I'm not against being a pain in the ass. was his slogan, basically.
That's interesting. Everyone I've talked to who was there or listened to that has had a different opinion. So I think we did our job well. That
it was interesting hearing you kind of crack the whip on people, and you're like, "Hey, phone's off. Time's up."
I was pretty tough on them for sure.
You guys were. I mean, right when you came up right off the bat, your first question was like, how much is a ticket? How much is a weekly ticket? How much is a monthly ticket? I knew how much going to the airport was, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were kind of an offshoot of the transit, so it's like, I don't know how much a regular bus ticket is.
What is the airport? $10?
It's $19.
19?
Yeah, it's $19
for
you were at the thing.
I forget the details. I don't ride RTD every day.
Yeah.
I used to ride the bus on Mondays.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like you guys kind of demonize drivers on the podcast. I feel like maybe you could romanticize riding the bus. As someone who works in public transit, I think maybe I have a bias.
Have you thought about running for the RTD board?
No.
You have the experience that matches one of the people running.
Yeah, I think I could get in late, a dark horse, get in there.
Why not? There's a lot of races that are uncontested right now for RTD board.
Would the money be worth it?
No, it's terrible money.
Well,
it's
then why would I do it?
$12,000 for the power.
Would I have power? I mean, I would like to put my boss in her place.
There you go. You'd have some power.
Like, remember that time you told me I was late?
Yeah. We're cutting some salaries and key positions.
Yeah, dude, for real.
You could.
Woo! Maybe I will run.
I can see
I
it.
do love
the
power.
gears turning now.
Well, you know, motivated by spite. So, yeah, maybe. But yeah, I do like when there's the minimum wage for or beginning salary for a bus driver should be $40 an hour.
That's what they're
That'd
saying.
be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That's almost double what I make now. So
It'd be
crazy.
pretty good.
I mean, it'd be great. I would love that.
They should-
I mean, that'd be awesome for me.
I was surprised they all agreed to that.
Oh yeah, you think it's not worth it?
No, I was just like, how are they going to do that? Also, I don't know
Yeah.
what the starting salary is now.
$24, $25 an hour for an RTD, or for what I do.
Really?
The accessoride, yeah.
So yeah, $40 an hour. That would be a significant commitment of resources for RTD.
Yeah. I don't think they could swing it.
I don't know. I mean, you'd have to compromise something or find new money or something.
Find new money. Yeah.
Always
So,
trying.
I mean,
Where is it?
Do you think you romanticize riding on the bus a little bit?
I don't know about romanticize it, but I think
it'd be
that
like, it'd be so great and we could do it all the time and I could do all these things while I'm riding the bus. It's like, it's dirty. It's gross.
it is dirty and gross sometimes. Sometimes it's great. I feel like what we
My
do...
experience with it hasn't been great. You know, there are times when I didn't have a car and I had to do public transport. It was always just a big pain in the ass.
Yeah. If you really have to rely on it...
Didn't feel safe.
Yeah, I get that too. There's times that I've felt not safe on
Yeah, it's just,
RTD.
I mean, unfortunately, it's part of it.
Not as bad as a Trump rally, though.
Oh, yeah?
No, I would way rather ride RTD than go to a Trump rally. In terms of
Maybe you could run on that.
personal Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Both those
we're not romanticizing it. What we're doing is it's an aspiration.
Well, you guys are like, it's great. It's great. And it's like, this doesn't exist and can't exist. This will not happen.
It could exist. If there was more money spent on RTD, if a lot more, to make it reliable and safe and clean, it would be better for all of us if more people rode it. And those are the things that you'd need.
I feel like
It would just
anyone
cost
who
more.
rides the bus doesn't want to be on the bus.
Yeah, but why? Because it's not safe, it's not clean, it's not reliable.
I feel like most people who want or would rather have a car.
But it's those reasons, right? Like if you took away those reasons, like, yeah, I think there's
also a status thing that goes with it that I think, you know, a lot of people are like, when I'm successful or when I'm making it or when I'm doing better, I will have a personal vehicle.
Well, now we're talking about the culture. You know, culture is like other people's perceptions.
Yeah, and I think that's also another reason it won't change here because the culture is
it's so
cars.
Deeply ingrained.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, that's the American dream, personal freedom. A car equals personal freedom.
Well, that's an interesting thing because every time you talk to people about transit, they talk like depending on the person and what their preferred transit method is, they'll always say the reason why they like it is because of the freedom. You talk to a bike rider about why they love their bike, they'll say, oh, the feeling of freedom. Talk to a transit rider about why they love riding the bus or riding the train, they'll say, oh, I feel free. I can go anywhere I want.
Yeah, I mean, I guess for people who, you know, like I do the accessoride, so like these people wouldn't have a way to get around without the accessorides. So, I mean, yes, I get how that's freedom.
Yeah. It's just a perspective, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
These transit people, like the people who are really enthusiastic about it, who, you know, love.
Yeah, one of those guys said they have a phobia of driving.
Which is a whole other thing. I mean, some people just don't like to drive. It is an accessibility issue.
I mean, it is my work. So.
Well, you love to drive.
I'm pretty good at it. I do romanticize driving.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
What's your romantic vision? I
mean, what I enjoy is driving around in the evening when the sun's going down, big sky in Colorado. I'm driving to fucking Golden or somewhere and I have an open road. I could see the fucking mountains, the sun's coming down and I'm listening to music. I have this whole romantic thing from when I was a kid and I would go cruising with my aunt and uncle and we just listen to music and we go cruising around and we get something to eat. And that was like a big thing we do when I'd go spend time with them. And I realized I've just made that my job in a way for my job that has aspects of it, you know. It doesn't happen all the time, but you know, like it does on occasion and it's really nice.
I'm glad you have that.
Thank you.
I want to take it from you,
I'm a hero.
I want you to ride the bus.
Thank you for saying I'm a hero.
No.
I drive a bus. I don't need to ride the bus.
Maybe you should though.
I mean, I have in the past. I didn't like it.
Yeah. No. I get it. I hear you. That's cool. I didn't really know that was where that came from you.
Yeah, I do, and I enjoy driving. Yeah.
I don't have that. When I think about my like early memories in cars, I think about like the time my family went to Six Flags and I was barfing up Pop-Tarts in the back seat. And I just got sick.
From the drive?
Yeah, from like car sick.
Oh.
It wasn't nice.
Yeah.
I mean, now I don't mind it. I don't mind driving now. I'm certain I don't have the same relationship with it that some people do. Some people get like road rage and stuff, or like they get stressed out, or like they'll say, "Oh, parking's so bad, parking's so good."
Yeah, I fucking hate people who come here from out of state and they talk about how Colorado drivers don't know how to drive. Fuck you, go back to your state.
Wow.
If you love how they drive there.
What I want to know is where
Ethan
is this?
Everhart. That's all directed towards previous guest Ethan Everhart. We recently went on the
Great
road and all
episode.
he did was fucking
Great
complain
episode.
about. And the whole time we were driving, he'd be driving and he looks at me the whole time.
Really?
Whenever he's trying to make a pie or whatever, he makes a joke. He's like, so anyway, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, can we keep our eyes on the road, dude? But I didn't say anything because he was the headliner, you know, and that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I deferred.
Yeah.
Risk my life.
I want to go to this place where all the great drivers are. I want to know what that looks like.
It's right here, baby. You're with them. The pretty good driver.
Are you?
Don't you
What
enjoy
makes
like
you good or
driving with me?
bad?
I'm aware of what's happening on the road. I know how to zipper merge,
Yeah.
which both you and your wife didn't know what it was.
Yeah, I didn't know. I know now.
Yeah. I mean, I have been trained on how to drive better than you. So, I've had extra training,
Give me another tip. Give me a.
I mean, you have to be aware. You have to be aggressive.
Aware. I gotta wear.
I feel
when
like
do I have to be
sometimes
aggressive?
the whole time. You have to be
What?
You have to be aware. You have to
I
be
have to be
aware of what other cars are
aggressive.
doing around you. Yes, you have to be able to know, okay, I got to accelerate to get around this person. All right. Is the what they call a stale red light or a stale green light? How long has it been green? Can I see that the walking meter is going down? So it's probably going to turn red here soon. So maybe I should slow down a little bit, or am I going to run this thing?
Wow. The way you're talking about this is like,
it's active. It's an active thing.
yeah, I know. I've done it.
Yeah, and I've seen you do it.
Doing it
I don't
great.
feel like you're as active as I am.
No, probably not.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, we can agree I'm a better driver is all I'm getting at.
Sure.
Sure. I'm going to need you to be a little more dependent.
Absolutely. You're
Thank
an
you.
excellent driver.
Thank you.
You're an
Yeah, why
excellent
were you giving me a
driver,
hard
and I
time?
respect that about you.
Thank you. Thanks for being on. Thanks for listening to Left Hand.
Man, you had such a good run of episodes
God,
there for a
everyone's
while.
like, I mean, people are so like uptight about parking too. It's like, it's been like this forever. Figure it out or fucking don't go.
I really don't get that, and it is
Yeah,
weird.
Bree's always talking about her secret parking spots everywhere. It's like, you get in where you fit in.
Yeah,
like, come
you
on.
find one.
Yeah,
maybe
you
you
find
walk
one.
a
This is
little
living
bit.
in the city, lady.
I honestly, in my day to day, I just don't think about
Sorry,
it. that
I'm
much.
just talking about City Castle because I mean,
Yeah, you got gripes. You're a listener. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
I
great.
save up all my all my voicemails for this.
Mm-hmm. Do you have more?
Why won't Bree come on my podcast?
I don't know. Did you ask
I
her?
could say these same things to you. Yeah, we had one set up and it didn't happen. So
you should email her.
I don't know. I emailed your producer too, or I think
Olivia?
emailed. Yeah, she hasn't gotten back to me. So
She'll happily
no,
do it.
I don't want you say that she hasn't gotten back to me.
You want me to bug her about it?
No, I want her to know I'm refusing to have her on now.
Oh,
Yeah. Guess what? Blackballed. You're never getting the LHRB bump.
bummer.
Yeah, for her. You could have had it all.
Could have been something.
Yeah.
You could have been a contender.
No, tell her she never will.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope you tell.
I'll tell her that you're still open to it, that you'd love to hear from her.
All right. Well, hopefully she watches this podcast and she knows it's the opposite. If she does reach out to me, I know she didn't. And so it'll be a fun little game for us.
I guess so.
Yeah, the RTT thing is just interesting. It's interesting, the whole politics about it.
Mhm.
I love how two of the candidates kept telling about the other one, how he never has ridden or never shows up to any of the meetings.
Yeah,
Man, they were fucking ruthless on that shit.
they were ruthless.
Yeah.
I mean, he did seem to me like he has not really been that engaged in.
So he just wants it for the power, you think?
I mean,
maybe
I think
this is like,
I think he cares about the climate. That's what he says. And I mean, I think the governor asked him to do it. because the governor
Yeah, he
was
kept saying the
grumpy
governor
at the
was
other guy. Yeah.
had his back.
Yeah. I mean, they're friendly, it seems.
When are you gonna have the mayor back on?
Soon, actually. You got a
Can I
question
come?
for him? No.
Okay, well then no.
No.
You guys gonna talk about hockey, huh? How much you love hockey?
Maybe. Probably talk about the Broncos. I know he's a huge Broncos guy.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to. He's the mayor of Denver.
No, I think it's
Ask him how he feels about Jokic playing against America in the Olympics, and now being on our team.
maybe. I want to ask him about the Broncos. I've been watching. I know he's watching. He's at the games.
Of course. I mean, that's like
Not of course.
that's like our Lakers thing. It's like he's got to be courtside at the Lakers, but it's courtside at the. I mean, I'd probably go to a Nuggets game.
Yeah, is that what you would do if you were mayor? You'd be courtside every night?
Be like, go back to Serbia.
To our player, our star player.
The other ones, I'd be like, go guys.
Go guys. Oh boy.
How about the Broncos, huh?
How about him?
Who's the quarterback now?
Bo Nix.
Hmm.
Rookie. 3 wins in a row.
Oh, after a bunch of losses in a row, am I right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know when no one's talking about the Broncos, they're not doing good.
Mm-hmm. Or is no one talking about them now?
Yeah, no, not that I've heard.
Yeah, they're not. No one's expecting
You guys
them
did
to
a
do
bunch
anything.
of shit on CityCast last year about fucking the Buffs, and now you haven't said shit about fucking Coach Prime.
I talked about him once this year.
Yeah, about the scandal. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's not doing good.
You know, on the hype train. You guys jumped off the hype train. I'm still a Buffs fan.
Are you?
Yeah, even after the scandal, maybe even
I think
more
they're
of a Buffs
playing
fan.
right now as we speak.
Oh, so I gotta watch every game to be a fan?
I guess not. I guess not.
Hey, go team, huh?
Mhm.
That makes me a fan.
Rah team.
Yeah.
Go Buffs.
And that's how I'd like to end this podcast. Go Buffs.
Go Buffs. Wakanda forever.
Be excellent to each other.
Yeah, I never think of a sign off. You always ask how your
How about
guests
go
wanna
fuck
sign
yourself,
off.
San Diego?
Yeah, I don't know. Man, I hope people found something
It's
of
very
value in
interesting.
the
This is
Trump
very
rally
interesting, good
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
I want them to hear
What
what their
would you-
neighbors think.
Yeah. Okay. So that you want to expose the dark MAGA.
The dark MAGA, the new dark MAGA rising.
Hmm.
What could that mean for us?
Sounds like
Previously,
we
they
need
were
the
staying
Avengers.
quiet, but now they're going to be
Less quiet.
unbowed.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if any dark MAGA come out of CityCast, huh?
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
I guess it's possible. You never know. Hey, thanks for joining me on Left Hand Right Brain, Jake.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
See you next time, everybody.
Yeah. Appreciate it.